Only on Fox 35 this evening, George Zimmerman talking about life after his not guilty verdict.
Yeah, Zimmerman went to an event at a gun store today, and we had the chance to speak with him. He was signing autographs and taking pictures with supporters at the Arms Room in Orlando. The owner of the store had organized a gun show for the weekend, but when it was canceled, he moved it to his store on East Colonial.
It was always to have a place where Mr. Zimmerman could go and not have somebody judge him or tell him he couldn't be there.
Zimmerman says he's decided to support the store by meeting customers. He spoke exclusively today with Fox 35's Valerie Boy.
You've always been concerned about your safety. Are you concerned about your safety today?
Of course, certainly.
Then why take a chance?
Again, to support them. The Arms Room family has gone through tremendous amount of work to secure the location. But of course, I always stay cognizant of the fact that there are threats. But the concept of being able to pay them back for what they did for me and to see my supporters face to face was something I couldn't just pass up.
You have said that you still walk around armed. Why is that?
I walk around armed. I walk around with a bulletproof vest. I mean, it's not even so much for my safety as it is those around me. I can't be around my family, and something happened to them. There's children around me, etc. Those threats. I have to be able to defend myself like any American.
Do you think it's appropriate for you to be here? Some may say it's antagonistic.
I don't worry about people that say it's antagonistic, to be honest with you. Like I said, the importance was for me to support those that supported me.
Zimmerman followed through on Saturday's appearance. A charity boxing match he was going to participate in got canceled after getting so much backlash.
What were you thinking when you thought of doing the boxing match? Charity,
giving back to an animal shelter. It was a small venue, and it was giving me the opportunity to provide them with much needed funds. It blew up into something much bigger than that, as we all know. I withdrew, however, the promoters still continued promoting. That's what they do. Unfortunately, it turned into something it was never intended to be. It was supposed to be a friendly charity event to raise money for a local dog shelter.
Zimmerman recently sold a painting of the American flag for $100,000. He recently painted a picture of State Attorney Angela Corey, the woman who tried convicting him.
I learned through the first few paintings that it was just a therapeutic release for me.
Why Angela Corey?
Why not?
Because I would think that would be the last person you would want to think about.
It's just an expression, that's all my paintings are. And same way with the flag. It's just an expression of my feelings.
We asked if he thought of himself as a celebrity.
No. I still don't. I never have.
Then, why do things like the charity boxing match and even the paintings?
Oh, why do them? Why participate in them? I was asked to, and if I'm given the opportunity or the platform to do good with it, I prefer to do good with it than to not.
Do you understand why people get so angry sometimes?
No, I don't. But I'm willing to talk to everyone and try and answer their concerns or questions and help them realize that there's no need to be angry.
Do you have any remorse?
In which aspect?
In what had happened on February 26th?
Sure, and again, I hate to deflect, but I have to because of the Department of Justice's investigation.
Zimmerman wouldn't talk about being in traffic stops by police in Lake Mary and Texas or his 2 domestic cases, saying his attorney advised him not to comment because of pending litigation.
What do you say to those people who are still trying to heal their feelings, their anger, their upset?
I hope they pray. I hope they're introspective and find solace however it may come to them.
And around 200 people showed up today. There were no protests or problems at the store. In Orlando, Valerie Boy, Fox 35 News.
Some great questions there from Valerie. We're going to have more of Valerie's interview with George Zimmerman tonight at 10. Hear about the treatment he says that he's receiving for post-traumatic stress disorder and his plan to go back to college. Again, that is tonight. It is only on Fox 35 News at 10.
Right now on Fox 35 News at 10.
George Zimmerman at a Central Florida gun store today doing a meet and greet with supporters and even signing some autographs. During that event, the man acquitted in the shooting death of Trayvon Martin spoke exclusively with Fox 35 News. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Keith Landry.
And I'm Tracy Jason. Zimmerman was at the gun store, he says, to support people who stood by him during and after his trial.
Well, today we met up with George Zimmerman at this gun store, asking him what life has been like since he was acquitted of murder last year.
How come you stayed in Florida? Why didn't you just leave?
I didn't. I went all over the United States. I met great people from here to Texas and even up north.
Do you plan to stay here or do you plan to leave?
I plan to go wherever the wind takes me.
Why not just change your name, wear a hat, disguise yourself, and then live your life the way you want to live your life?
Sure, I do disguise myself. I do wear a hat and sunglasses, etc. But I'll never change my name. I've had so much taken away from me. I'll never let someone take my name away from me. Same reason I won't leave the United States. This is my country, and I won't leave. No one's going to make me leave.
What happened tonight? You and your girlfriend were calling 911 on each other.
Again, I can't answer that.
But you seem happy and you're back together again.
I mean, you mean with her? I try to be as happy as I can with everybody, yes.
Zimmerman wouldn't talk about his domestic dispute with his estranged wife, Shelley. He realizes his actions are being closely watched and says he still gets death threats.
What's it been like since the trial for you to try and live a normal life?
I think America can answer that. From what I understand, my speeding ticket was the first internationally publicized speeding ticket. So there's a tremendous amount of interest. There's a tremendous amount of everything I do is hyper scrutinized, and I realize that. So I try to stay out of it.
Zimmerman tells us he's getting treated for post-traumatic stress disorder.
I had a lot of people that thankfully just believed in me and offered their services pro bono, and I want to thank them, even though they'll remain nameless and no one will ever know they were my therapist or psychiatrist. But yes, I did receive help, and it was luckily from some of the best minds in America that I would have never had the resources to attain myself.
He says he goes from hotel to hotel.
It is a challenge, I can tell you that much.
And what is it that keeps you going?
My faith in God.
He tells us he wants to go back to school one day and get his degree.
My next step, if I'm lucky enough, I'd like to re-enroll in school. I was one math credit away from getting my AA at the time that the school asked me to stay away because of the threats of violence against the school. So in the short time period, I'd like to finish my education if I'm able to get back in school.
Do you think there needs to be a change to the stand your ground law?
I have not, unfortunately, because I've been so busy for the past 2 years. I haven't had the time to fully understand or examine or educate myself when it comes to stand your ground. But I do have full faith in our forefathers and the Second Amendment. I think that it was set up and designed for a reason.
And Zimmerman says he still walks around with a gun for his own safety. He's not sure when the Department of Justice investigation into the shooting of Trayvon Martin will be completed. In Orlando, Valerie Boy, Fox 35 News.